Hey, thanks for tuning in to High on Horror. I'm Drew.
And I'm John. This episode and every future episode is dedicated to all the horror hounds and smokers out there who want to expand their knowledge of the genre and have a good time.
Today we're reviewing Talk to Me. You all have heard of it. Most of you have seen it by now. It's being called the Horror Movie of the Year. Is that true?
I guess we'll find out.
Tune in today and find out on High on Horror. Interviews, reviews, and the latest news all rolled into one. Talk to Me is the directorial debut of YouTube channel creators Danny and Michael Philippou. As they put it, Talk to Me is about kids that use demonic possession to get high. John, you know that I'm not big on Australian horror, and only a few Australian horror films have done it for me, and this movie looked good, but that was my apprehension going into this, it's Australian horror, and I'm not a big fan of that, but what got me intrigued was that there were actual studios interested in making Talk to Me, but the Philippou brothers actually decided to do it their way and film it indie anyway. So I really liked that. That was when I was like, maybe there's something to this, because they actually wanted to make it their own way instead of going studio. That's usually the better choice. But anyway, before we get further into the movie, what are we smoking today?
We got some Citral Flow. It crosses Sour Flow with Citral Skunk.
With what? Citral Skunk?
Yeah.
That's one
of the cross ones.
That should be a band name. Straight up.
Produces a vigorous and lush plant that puts out large, soft nugs with red pistils and a bulbous flower shape. Its terpenes put out a funky cheese aroma that's backed by sweet citrus and floral notes, making for a desirable yet skunky plant. As always, get in our descriptions here from Leafly. And your feelings are euphoric, talkative, uplifted. Negatives are paranoid, headaches, and anxious. No dry mouth.
All right.
Which actually, I will say that's pretty true. We just saw Talk to Me tonight, and I smoked a bunch before I went in, and I only had a bottle of water. And usually I'm sucking down one of those large sodas, and I'm halfway through by the time the movie starts. But yeah, I didn't get too much dry mouth from this one. So,
well, that's always a plus.
Yeah, that's always a plus. But yeah. So let me
pack that up.
Take a Jesus. Well, shit, we were pre-gaming with this. Well, I smoked a little before I came in the theater. So we smoked some before we started, and fuck it, let's smoke some more.
All right, well, yeah, let's get that started, man. Yeah, so before we get into the plot real quick, I just wanted to say a few things right here that are interesting, little facts that I picked up over interviews that the actors and directors did promoting the film. There were 6 hands made for the movie.
I want one of them.
Right, I would definitely want one. I would want it to get autographed, but with all the writing already on it, I don't feel like it'd be, Don't
worry, I'm sure Trick or Treat Studio will put one out.
Oh, yeah, I hope so. The Philippou brothers have already voiced interest in a sequel due to how many stories there could be told with the hand and its history, which that's actually, I accept that. That's not a forced sequel, in my opinion.
True.
And Sophie Wilde, the lead, when asked about do's and don'ts of acting possessed, they said, I don't know if there are don'ts. I think you can do whatever you want and go as far as you want. And the farther you go, the kind of better. And I can't argue with that logic.
You tell me that, and the gears in my head just started spinning of a horror comedy with just possession and just taking what you just said there and there's no don'ts and just get really weird with it.
Just go to Wawa and order go to Hoagie Fest Possessed.
Hoagie Fest Possessed. There you go. That's our movie.
Possessed at Hoagie Fest.
Trademark copyright. Anyway, let's get into the film here. Talk to Me. I still think they missed a chance here to get some LA Night. Let me talk to you. But yes, it's written by the Philippou brothers, as you said, and it was based on a concept from Daley Pearson, and the film stars Sophie Wilde, Alexandra Jensen, Otis Donji, Miranda Otto, and Joe Bird. And basically a group of friends figure out that they can conjure spirits up with this magical hand that's supposedly a medium's hand, and it was put in like a or
It was embalmed, cut off. And,
it was a bomb cut off.
and then wrapped in like ceramic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's ceramic, but it's got like all kinds of weird ass writing on it.
And it's in like the handshake pose, which is creepy.
Yeah, so like basically what happens is you grab the hand, you say, "Talk to me," and then you see apparently some real fucked up shit.
Yeah.
None of them look good.
No, no, not at all.
But and then like I don't know why you would invite them in, but it's funny. I didn't even read. I only saw the one trailer. I didn't read much about it going in. So, and it's funny. I immediately picked up on the drug aspect of it. Like this is 100% like just felt like a metaphor for drug abuse. Like there's so many parallels that you're like, yep. Yep, it applies to both being possessed by a spirit and having drug problems.
Well, I was gonna say just to jump in real quick. You're right, because there was both effects. They were jumping up and down like you know how high people act, like super like excited, and then there was the ones that were just like slouching on the couch like passing out. So
they
totally like
me,
it was like a crack house, but for like demonic possession. Kind of cool.
It reminded me of what's that movie, Boogie Nights? When they go to the guy's house who's in the underwear playing Sister Christian.
Yeah, okay.
And he just like takes that line and he's just woo. Although this is totally unrelated, and I don't know why I'm bringing it up. One of the best memes I saw this week was like little kids who talk too much said, my daddy likes to sniff mirrors and yell, woo. But I got you with that one.
Yeah.
But and also the kids take videos of themselves.
Yeah. It's like a viral thing. Like,
bro,
yeah.
that video is nuts. Like, dude, you see this dude with like these black saucer eyes, and they're just grabbing his head and shaking it and shit.
I know.
I'm pissed off.
But it's just one of those things like eating Tide Pods. Like, again, if this were a real fad, I'm like, I would not be like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, idiots, fucking idiots. I'm not doing it.
See,
you know?
I was going to ask you a little bit later, but I guess we can kind of get into it here. Would you do the hand thing at all?
No, I mean, the reason that you know, our lead character Mia, played by Sophie Wilde, the reason that she does it is because well, she does it at first just to kind of fit in, but the reason that she gets hooked on it, right, is because she thinks that she can communicate with her mom. That would be my tempting thing, is but I wouldn't do it. But the thought would cross my mind of like, if I did that, would I be able to talk to mom again, you know? But like, I wouldn't do it. No, I definitely wouldn't, but I can't say that I wouldn't sit or stand in the room while someone else did it. I would definitely partake in like viewing it, but I'm not sitting in the chair and touching the hand. No.
Now, see, for me, I think I would do just to see if it was real, because you know my skepticism.
Yeah.
I would just be like, talk to me, but I would not say let me in.
Yeah.
I would be. See, I feel like I just wouldn't. I want to take that extra step.
Right.
I'd be like, oh shit, this thing's real. I'm not going to then invite it into me, so I feel like I'm getting a hit or whatever.
I agree. Like, yeah, like saying "talk to me" and seeing it, that's enough for you to believe it.
Yeah,
you don't need to say.
I just want it for my
me
curiosity. No, this is bullshit. Like if you brought some hand and you're like, hey, if you say like talk to me, you'll see something appear. I'd be like, bullshit, and then I would do it.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, oh, that's. I might even try it a couple times, you know, but I'm not taking that. Let me in. Or I let you in.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't remember the exact words.
Hold on. What was it? I let you in. I believe it was, I let you in. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't take it to that step. I'm not inviting it in. I saw it, so like that's good enough for my belief. I don't need to invite it.
And then the fact that there's that stipulation that like it can only be in you for 90 seconds, or else like it could want to stay.
I also want to know where that came
like
from.
There should not be any sort of stipulation at all. Like if 90 seconds, and as you see the movie, that doesn't go as planned. And 90, if you say yeah you can do this, and then oh yeah by the way only 90 seconds, like fuck that. Like what. If it goes 91 seconds, 92 seconds, I'm gonna start seeing shit, or I'm gonna bring something home with me. It's stupid, bro. I wouldn't do it.
Wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it.
I want to know how many people out there would. I bet you there's a bunch of people that are probably like, I'd do it. You know, especially if it was to be popular and trending on Instagram and TikTok and shit.
I mean, if Amy Winehouse was around, she'd probably do it.
I thought you were gonna say Angela White.
Oh wow, damn, Angela, come on the new podcast. That's not funny to anybody except us, but
inside joke, people.
Inside joke. I don't even know why I made it. Also, I wonder if this is totally random. I pointed out to you when I don't know if this is true of all Australian hospitals. I've never been there, so I wouldn't know. But, you know, like, when we go places, usually the sign says restroom. That
Yeah.
thing just had an arrow. It said toilets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if maybe it's
Yeah,
a cultural
it
thing,
was- it
but,
was
like,
the
that was
floors,
just kind
and then like for the bathroom, it just had like an arrow and toilets. Yeah, you pointed that out to
I don't
me.
know
It
if
was
that
funny.
might be a cultural thing, and it's just maybe restroom means something different.
Yeah.
But I just
doubt
thought that
it.
was kind of funny. It was just, I mean, it's to the point. Like,
Doesn't
that's
say
what
they're
I'm
just
looking
open.
for.
They're just honest about
If
it.
there's
yeah.
just a sink in there, like, I don't want that. I need the toilets.
Right, I don't want to. I gotta make sure it's not just a shower and a sink. I need a toilet. If they're in separate rooms, label them separately, right?
I guess pretty much anywhere else from here is kind of starting to get into spoiler territory.
Yeah.
huh?
So do we want to do spoilers and talk about?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
we will,
think-
but yeah.
Let's just let it come naturally.
Yeah, I mean, because I was just gonna start. It's all about how, again, back to the drug connection.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I feel like it's really hammering home, especially at the part that really made me go, yeah, was when her brother wants to do it.
Yes.
What's his name?
No, Riley.
Riley. Thank
Riley.
you.
Yes.
Riley,
Yes.
and everybody's reaction was, "You're too young. You're too young."
He
to
wasn't
do
even
this."
15. They said he was like 14 or something like that.
Yeah, she was like, "You're not even 15."
Yeah,
Because they said you're not 18, let alone 15.
Yes. Yeah.
And the whole argument is everybody saying he can't do it because of his age, and I'm like, this is really hammering home the drug point. And then
yeah.
you told me that was kind of the point, but
yeah.
yeah, like they're like, no, you're too young. It's like, what? There's a cutoff age to see demons, like.
Yeah, and speaking of that scene, to me, that was kind of the scene, obviously, where shit gets real, because up until that point, I was into the movie, I was liking the movie, but I was waiting for the good shit to happen, and while I was at least waiting for the good shit to happen, I was getting really annoyed. Like, I can't stand like the way kids act nowadays, and like the party, the way that they party, and are so obnoxious with their phones out, and that whole part was like really annoying me, like how they're loud they're being.
In the beginning, are you talking about in the beginning with the first one?
Yeah, and like, so I was just like, all right, I'm like getting really annoyed with this party shit and this whole like it's just these kids are being fucking annoying, and then they do the talk to me thing, and then it's like yeah, some shit happens. You're like, oh shit, okay, like it's real, and there's a nice little creepy scene there, but then it's what you just pointed out when Riley wants to do it. And that's when they legitimately go, hey, like, because something else that happens before, it's not really worth getting into, but they all just go, hey, let's turn our phones off, put the dog outside the door, and I'll just do this for fun. That was when the movie got good for me, like that right there. And then it gets from being good to dead serious when the whole Riley thing happens, because like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I thought I didn't have
Would
a
you let
problem.
Riley do it? Like, would you?
Oh.
That's my thing.
No.
Right.
But if other people are going, well, I'm not stopping. I guess that makes me a bad person, but I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
It ain't my kid.
I'm not stopping it, but I am not encouraging it. I got it.
But, like, oh my God. His scene was bad. But
Yeah.
you're talking about waiting for it to get good.
Yeah.
I was enjoying the movie, but I felt it was just kind of like, where's this going?
Yeah.
And to a point, I feel like it kind of even took a little too long. Felt like it was almost like over half or 3/4 before you're like, oh, this is... Because I kept watching, I'm like, this is cool. I like watching these scenes, like they're well done, but where's this all going?
Yeah, and it's kind of at Riley's point, right? When you realize...
And then, he just fucking smashed his fucking head everywhere.
Well, they agreed to do, what, 50? It's like 50 seconds, right? They agreed to give him 50 seconds
Well,
because he's young.
they said no. He was like, he kept begging for just a minute. And then they're like 50 seconds.
Right.
And then he was like, yep.
And
Dude, it's funny because I was thinking, I was like, yo, if I was a Green, I would have gave him like 30 seconds.
Yeah, same. And he would have barely got through them choking noises, but but no. So then when he gets possessed, right? Before he gets possessed, when he says "talk to me," the thing that he sees, you don't see what he sees. You never see what anybody sees, but what Mia sees. I just realized that, but he kind of looks at Mia and like looks shocked, and then says like, I let you in. I almost said, "Come inside me." Said, let me in,
Well,
and
that's a whole
I let
different,
you in. Either Jesus
That's a whole
Christ.
different movie.
He says, he lets the spirit in, and then it turns out to supposedly be Mia's mom, dead mother, and Mia decides, oh no, we're going to keep him on this longer than the 50 seconds we agreed.
Which you find out a bit
And
later, it's
then-
about 2 minutes.
Right, and go ahead and tell what happens to Riley. What does Riley do?
Oh, he just starts smashing his fucking head on shit.
the chairs getting thrown around the room and
Yeah,
shit
that
while
shit
he's
was
in it.
wild.
Yeah, this is where you really saw like,
He's trying to rip his eyeball out.
oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah, then like I'm gonna mention it, but you said something to me, and I swear to God, because I started laughing, and I was about to make a comment to you that we both said he looked like Rocky.
yeah.
Because I was falling like
totally.
you know when he's leaving a Rocky one, he's got his arm around
Yeah.
Adrian leaving the ring, and
Yep.
that eye's just swollen as fuck.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna say it looked like he went 15
Dude, you
rounds of
turned and
Apollo
you
Creed.
go, yo, he looks like Rocky, and I was like, yo, I was waiting for the scene to stop to like
Yes.
turn and say that.
He's so beat up, he looks like Rocky, and that's like, just from smashing his face on shit. And but that is like, you know, they all
And his arms are all cut up and shit.
and the saying is, you know, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, and that's just it. Up until that point, it was all demonic possession. It's fun,
The
and
heroin
then,
friends were having a good time.
and then you realize, oh no, like we are fucking with something we shouldn't be fucking with, and it goes sour bad, and you realize, and it's a kid that it happens to too, so that makes it even worse.
I got another complaint. I feel like the movie was building up to make like Mia like the central character, but everything Mia did, I'm like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Like everything she did, like like pretty much you're just like, I kept like that was kind of weird to me that
Everything
I felt like
from
most of the
moving the
movie
kangaroo-
focused on her.
From leaving the kangaroo to fucking suffer in the road, or from
Yeah.
there on, she just
But I'll be
didn't
honest,
make
I
any
don't know
good
if I could have
decisions.
ran over the kangaroo either. Or maybe I'd have just grinned and bared it. Just gunned
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I'd be worried that I would miss and I just make it hurt more.
I would have
like I run
definitely
over
tried
its
to
neck,
do
but
something.
it's still alive.
Just leaving it's rough, you know. It's that's yeah. I don't think I could have left it.
Dude, you want to know what that scene it popped in my head from another movie, Donnie
What's-
Darko. It's like every living creature dies alone.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I did want to say also though, we kind of got ahead of ourselves talking, which is not a big deal because
That's
we're
us.
always all over the place with these reviews. If you've seen the movie, you'll be able to keep up. If not, you know, you should still be able to keep up with our high asses. But the opening of this movie, 2 deaths within like
Yeah.
2 minutes, and brutal, by the way, and unexpected. And
I did not see that
opening
played out the
opens
way
with a
it did.
bang. Yeah, it just kind of right away you kind of see what the effects of this hand are, and like you see it from people who aren't our main cast. You see like basically the end results of the people who it last affected, and then screen goes black and talk to me. So it opens with a fucking bang for sure, and definitely lets you know, oh, this ain't gonna go good. Like that was a good one.
The way this first scene was playing out, I thought because it's the dude's brother shows up, and the brother's all fucked up, and he goes down at a party and just starts ripping into people.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to get killed by somebody at the party or something
Right?
like that.
Yeah.
No, his brother comes out of the room, just stabs the shit out of him, and then
Yep.
stabs himself.
Yeah, just like right in the fucking eye, just psh, to the handle. Oh, you just ugh.
Somehow lived.
Yeah, and the noises, like I feel like our theater had those noises amped. Like you could just hear and like feel that shit. Like
It was packed.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, John texts me and goes, "Hey, I'm on my way there. Is it packed?" And I sent him a screenshot of the seats, and like our entire like every row but the very
My-
front row in the theater was open. Was taken. I mean,
My response was woo wee.
yeah, right.
But I lucked out because I had one of the few seats that had an empty seat next to him.
Yep. There was a little break, which is nice.
I think it helped that there was 3 of us, so that way it couldn't be pair
Right.
getting into technicals for no reason. But
Most fucking annoying ringtone ever. Tell me that chick's ringtone was not the
why
most.
can I not remember it?
No, it was like that me, or some
Yeah.
or some shit like that.
Oh,
Oh,
that
my
shit got
god!
stuck in my head.
Oh, it was so annoying,
Yeah.
dude.
That fucking main bully bitch.
Yeah,
Mean bully bitch. Bully bitch. But dude, you're talking about kids being annoying.
yeah,
And I know we're getting older, you know, we're approaching that dreaded 40. But like I don't remember going to parties where people there actively disliked me. I just want to go to that party.
Right.
Like I
Right.
feel like there's so many movies we watch now where these teenagers go to parties and there's at least like 2 or 3 people there that can't fucking stand them. And I'm
yep.
like, why do you keep hanging out? Like
yeah,
you, Kenny, me, Josh, we all say fucked up shit to each other, but like we're friends. These people are saying fucked up shit to each other, fucking mean and like can't stand each other.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm like, you all just keep hanging out. Why?
yeah,
Like I don't fucking get it.
yeah. It was Zoe Tarakez, I believe, is how you would say the last name, and that is the actor you're referring to who played
Yes.
Haley. Yeah, total, like you said, bully, absolute, like, bully, very hard, and just kind of is at the heart of everything, and kind of starts everything.
Yeah, and then find out, like, really, in the end, place is irrelevant.
Yeah, so anyway, fucking after Riley gets possessed, right, and then all that shit happens with him, like, face slamming and getting hospitalized. Mia just doesn't. Yeah, she didn't learn her lesson. She takes the hand home and starts talking to it some more and trying to talk to her mom. And man, her mom looked creepy. I gotta say, her mom looked. I thought she looked creepier when like the camera angle was blurred and you could tell that she wasn't right, but like you couldn't see her clearly. When you saw her clearly, she still looked creepy. But like when you couldn't, when it was a little foggy, it was like really creepy because through that fog, like through that thick screen lens, you could tell like that whatever's on the other side here, but when this clears up, is not good, and that's always creepy, like the anticipation.
I told you said from the like blurriness, she kind of looked like Morgan's wife from the first episode of Walking Dead.
Right.
She had on like that nightgown.
And this all leads to like really bad. It leads to fucking. I mean, I'm probably jumping ahead here, but it leads to Mia fucking. I'm saying the F word a lot right now. I'm saying like every other word. It leads
Jesus isn't happy.
It leads to Mia pretty much trying to like pull a good son on Riley. You've seen The Good Son, right? With fucking Macaulay Culkin. I mean,
yeah, my parents let me watch that when I was young, and they probably afterwards they're like, "You probably shouldn't have watched that movie."
Yeah,
like when it first came out, like on pay-per-view.
That movie was messed up, man. I like that movie though.
But yeah, then like
she finds out that her mom killed herself. Well, it wasn't like an accident; it was actual suicide, and that, of course, so you're dealing with the trauma of that.
Yeah, that's what her dad tells her, and then like because she keeps fucking around with the hands.
Yep.
And then, oh man, like the scissor scene was so obvious.
I knew where it was going to. You could tell the build up for that.
Yeah, because you find out she's basically being pinned down by her dad's spirit, which I thought was kind of weird.
It was the demon, like because it can make itself look like people. So the demon was tricking her, acting like her dad attacking her.
And you see her reaching for these scissors, trying to grab it, and her actual dad hears stuff, and he goes up, and you just know the whole time how this is going to play out. And, of course, he tries to help her because she's writhing on the ground, and she stabs him in the neck.
Yep.
And then just says, well, fuck this. I guess I'm going to go kill Riley now.
Are we going to neglect the fact that there was some feet sucking?
Oh, yeah, the
straight,
feet
like,
sucking.
Speaking of Angela White, no. But, like, legit, like, whole feet in mouth, like, some foot sucking. Like,
with her ex-boyfriend and the current boyfriend of her somewhat best friend.
Yeah, total toe breath. That's got to get brought. That's got to get brought up. Whenever your breath smells like gym teacher feet, that's a problem.
Gym teacher feet, though. But yeah, she had been banned from the hospital by the mother. I mean, I kind of get it.
From visiting Riley, yeah.
But then she realized it wasn't drugs, just this demon spirit. But she don't know that. But
no, she doesn't.
And then, like, I think it was you I heard when she goes, can I just have a minute alone with Riley? I think it was you I heard went, nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely not.
So she does, and then, some spirit shit happens again.
Yeah, like why would you? Oh my god, some really bad choices being made, and again with the drug metaphor. Even just realizing it right now, just how Mia's so hooked on it that like she just keeps going to it, and it's ruining her, not only her life but the lives of everyone around her. Yep.
And then she decides to take Riley out, just,
and do a good son to him.
I was going to say, basically, I mean, he wasn't dead when she took him out, but basically dextered him with Deb. Just somehow she gets him into a wheelchair and, just takes him out and about to push him onto the interstate.
Because she doesn't realize it's him, though, right? I mean, the demon's acting like this old hag.
Yeah, it looks like
really
a mix.
Fucking creepy, man.
The hag looked like a mix of...
The Shining woman, man. It reminded me of The Shining.
Woman?
Room 237.
Oh, god damn it. Fuck, there was somebody else she reminded me of, too. And now you spoke it, I forgot it.
My bad.
So...
I have that effect on people.
Fuck it. We'll just move on from there.
She looked like the Shining woman in 237, but yeah.
Yeah, but... Oh, no, I got it. The Shining woman mixed with the old lady from It Follows.
I accept that.
Like she a little thicker and saggier.
Yeah, but But yeah, so the demon is manifesting itself and fucking with her and playing the devil's advocate, being her mom and giving her advice as if she's trying to help her when really she's telling her to do bad shit. And she thinks that it's this old hag in this wheelchair and that Riley's transformed into this thing when really Riley's just kind of like brain dead and beat up, looking like Rocky from Rocky 1 or 2 again.
Yeah.
You know, just busted up, looking like a young
I mean, I
Stallone.
gotta say Rocky won because he didn't win in that one. So.
Yeah.
Riley ain't look like a winner. So,
I agree.
but I also felt like that ending. I felt very predictable, almost kind of like a Exorcist moment of clarity.
Well, I was uncertain of where it was going. I realized, like, when nobody could see Mia and, nobody was responding to her. Nobody even responded
Well,
when
we
she...
kind of skipped over that part. Yeah,
we?
I was saying it was kind of like how The Exorcist, that moment of clarity for the priest and throws himself out the window.
Oh, right.
You don't really see
My
it,
fault.
but the result is Mia must have had that moment of clarity.
Yes.
And threw herself into traffic. Mm-hmm. And she took the fall.
She realized she was being deceived and took the fall, and
But you didn't think
that's what you were saying you thought was predictable?
her killing herself?
Yeah.
And I guess killing herself. And I had thought back to the beginning about how she'd said her worst nightmare was like how she has nightmares where she looks into a mirror and doesn't see the reflection back.
Yeah.
And I felt like that I guess that's kind of where they were going to be going with it. Like immediately when you see nobody react to her walking around,
Getting up from the accident, yeah. But yeah, that's what I was going to say.
And also how she just got up from the accident when she was laying there. I don't know. Like, I mean, it might sound like I'm just bullshitting. Like, oh, I knew this, but like the way she just kind of stood up, I was like, oh, okay, she's dead.
Well, see, I knew that she was dead. I had figured that part out. I didn't get where it was going. Like once I didn't like. I was like, okay, she's dead, But I was like, I did not expect for her to be like on the opposite end of the hand at the very end. That was the part where I was like, oh shit! Like I knew she was dead, but
I didn't know where the light was going.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the hand thing happened, I was like, I knew that too. But like,
yeah. You're being that guy this episode, just so you know.
But hey, I most times will say like, nah, I didn't see that coming. When she was going into the light, I didn't know where they were going with it. But when like the hands touched, I was like, oh, she's going to be on the other side.
Yeah, and so you realize that she's.
I thought the ending was pretty cool with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I have problems with some of the other parts of the movie, but I thought the opening and ending scenes were pretty strong.
Agreed. So she's now on the other side and communicating with people through the hand.
Talking to Red Hot Chili Peppers on the other side.
And I like how like she's all fucked up from the accident. You're ridiculous. But I like how she's all fucked up from the accident because like that's when you saw the people that she saw, they were fucked up looking. So when the dude sees her, he doesn't see her as like her normal self. He sees her as like just fresh from the accident.
Yeah.
Really cool. I guess I'll just jump into my rating here since we're at the end. I guess like with everything said and done with the acting, I don't have a problem with the acting. The kids were annoying, but that's how kids act. So I guess good job there.
I mean, even if you look back at the Friday the 13th ones, those kids were really annoying as fuck.
I could get down with some of them though, but good acting, good score. I thought it had good suspense. I did not find it scary, but I thought that there were several like really creepy parts and some creepy imagery. Like the makeup effects were good. I didn't leave disappointed, but I did not leave blown away. Straight solid 8 out of 10 for me.
8?
Yeah.
That's 8 sounds blown away to me. That's pretty up there.
8's like really good, but not good enough to get you.
Okay.
Yeah, well, what do you have it as?
Well, I was going to say also, forgot to bring something up that you pointed out. I wasn't able to figure out who he looked like, but you brought it up. After Riley got fucked up, he looked like Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, the UFC fighter after his fight with, I don't even know how to say that dude's name.
Yeah.
Davis Figueroa. I don't know.
Whatever.
Whatever. But yeah, they definitely look like
I was going to try it, and I said, why? I'm just going to make it worse. Anyway.
We should screenshot and like send it to him and be like, bro, this is you after your next fight.
After one marijuana. like I said, I had some problems with it. I felt like we started off strong, then it was kind of slow, but and like I was never out of the movie. Like the one guy I pointed out to you just was scrolling on Facebook the last like 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
But I kept wondering where we go. I feel like the plot took like 3/4 of the movie to develop.
Okay.
So I thought it took a little while to get going. It wasn't bad. It was also, I don't know, I feel like they positioned me as the main character to kind of then, like, I don't know, like, just, she was not really a good person, like, through the majority of this movie. Like, the only good thing she did was throw herself in traffic, and that sounds terrible. Like, to say that, like, how the best thing you ever do is throw yourself in traffic. But, like, everything she does is just, like, gets worse and worse. She just makes tons of bad decisions.
Yep.
She decides to go with the hand. She used to be exes with, who was Riley's sister?
Yeah, I've lost it, the names, man. And on IMDb, like, the half of them don't even have pictures because they're, like, new actors, so it's, like, really hard to even...
But Riley's sister, like, they're supposed to be, like, basically sisters, and, like... But she dated her ex, and then, like, even after saying, like, when she's in the hospital, because he doesn't want to go home, her dad's not really there, and she's like, well, you could stay at my house, and he's like, no, I can't, because, you know, I'm dating her, and, like, what are people going to think? So then they stay in the house together, and she's sucking his toes. Although, it's weird, she thinks the demon's sucking the toes, but it's just straight her with
she thinks it's a demon, but it's her. Yeah, she got a, like,
they got one of the biggest...
Like she deep throating that foot like straight up.
So I just ranted about me being a terrible person.
Yep.
The concept wasn't as bad as I thought it could be. Like I was kind of you hear these ones, you know, it's either going to be really good or it's going to be terrible.
Right.
And I was worried it was going to be one of those ones where you're like, okay, this sounded like a cool concept, but it fell flat. I give it like a 7.2 out of 10.
Okay, that's fair.
But I didn't dislike it. I don't know. There's some problems I had with it, but you know.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't give it quite an 8.
That's fair. Yeah. I didn't think it was perfect either. I was hoping for it to be scarier. I thought it looked like it was going to be scarier, but I thought it was a decent story with enough like suspense and creepiness to keep me on board. Maybe I am overshooting with an 8, to be honest with you. Like maybe I am, because like I really am not trying to overpraise it. So maybe I'll just go down to 7.5. That to me, I can live with that. I can see myself like going back in a year and listening to this episode and being like, yeah, I overshot on that. So I'll stay at a 7.8 just because I agree with you. I don't know if I would think it's an 8 material. I'm thinking 9 is like Descent. Right, so then I'm like, is it really just 1 point under that? And I don't think it is. It's definitely a little more. So 7.5. You convinced me.
Did you hear the guys behind us?
No.
When we were leaving, they were like, he said, "Bro, that movie's a comedy. That shit was not scary." It was weird because like you're talking about that now. Now it's making me rethink so a little bit. But like the not being scary, you're kind of right. Like that's like they have these demons showing up and like they're all like giggling and shit. And
right.
Like, they're just like laughing about it like it's a ha-ha game.
Yeah.
It doesn't like get like, and it really plays out that way for like a while
until Riley busts his face.
Until Riley gets fucked up.
Rocky Balboa.
But yeah, I think I'm good on that.
All right, yeah. So let's wrap her up.
Thanks to all the horror hounds and smokers out there for tuning in. And make sure to join us next week. We'll have a review for you of Lovely, Dark, and Deep. And make sure to follow us online at High on Horror 420 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And make sure to send in your PPA questions at highonhorror420 at gmail.com. Make sure to check out the website, highonhorror.com. And I guess that'll about wrap her up. Catch you later.
Bye, everybody.